It's the most wonderful time of the Bachelorette because it's hometown dates, so we get to meet some hot guys' dads. We start immediately with pilot Porny Peter's hometown of Westlake Village, California. It's just Los Angeles, dude. What's wrong with living in Los Angeles? We get our first jump straddle hug of the night. Woo! She jump straddle hugs pilot Porny Peter, and they immediately get into his Benz, which is definitely his real car and not just a plant from the Bachelor overlords. Yeah. Okay. Hannah Basic tells the camera that pilot Porny Peter isn't someone that she noticed at first. Wow, isn't that what we all want our future spouses to say about us? She then goes full room raiders on us and investigates his car's center console and finds a condom that's definitely his condom and not just a plant from the Bachelor overlords. Yeah. Wake up, sheeple. Pilot Porny Peter takes her to a World War II era plane and completely butchers whatever he was trying to say. It sounds like I want a co-pilot for life. So, like, would you care to say, would you want to be my co-pilot today? Help? They're flying around, blah, 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 but I only have one thing on my mind. Dads. Everybody! We meet our first dad, and he does not disappoint. Pilot Porny Peter's dad is not only also named Peter, is not only also a pilot, he's also porny. The dude is a full-on silver stallion. He has the cleanest mustache you've ever seen. His chest is just ever so slightly exposed with like a fat silver cross right nestled in his chest hair. What is this family? Do you have to be at least 18 years old to look at their annual Christmas card? Hannah Basic meets the rest of the RedTube family, and they sit at the dinner table and do a really loud German prayer before they sit down to eat Cuban food. And it's like, what country is this family from? I'm convinced that they're all just international escorts living under the same roof to escape the government. Despite pilot Porny Peter's whole family being well-traveled sex workers, there's still some instances of SDE. Like, first, all four of them have their own turn of crying throughout the episode, like at the end of a RedTube video. Also, pilot Porny Peter chickens out from saying I love you at the last second. But worst of all, pilot Porny Peter's mom like hits the television microphone as she's gesturing to her heart. She's like, oh, what do you think, honey? Come on, we all know you're in the entertainment industry. We all know you've dealt with a body mic before, okay, sis? I swear to God, every single person I've met from Jupiter, Florida is like the best looking person I've ever seen. Patrick Swayze is no exception. We get our second jump straddle hug of the night. Woo! Patrick Swayze tells the camera that he's about to have his hometown with Hannah Brown. He's the fourth member of Migos. We've already established that. We go on his boat, which actually I do believe it's his boat because it's called Real Clean, and that just sounds like a phrase he says. Another thing I love about Patrick Swayze is that his dad being affected by the recession seems to be a huge part of his story, and that's when you know when someone's really rich. Folks, sometimes I can't make this stuff up. I've been calling him Patrick Swayze since the first episode, and what does he do in this episode? They start dancing at a beach bar. Hannah Basic gets on stage and jumps into Patrick Swayze's arms. They literally do the dirty dancing move. Like, he literally is Patrick Swayze in this episode. Like, I can't make this stuff up. Does he know I call him Patrick Swayze? Does he know I exist? Please say yes, please say yes, please say yes. We finally head back to Patrick Swayze's house to see who created this perfect genetic species. Daddy Swayze has damaged vocal cords and literally sounds like me after a bachelorette party in Vegas. He sees his sick dad for the first time in a while, and it's a really beautiful moment until his whole crew sits on this 54-person sectional couch and no one leaves a seat for the sick dad. Who raised you? Definitely not the guy that you're not saving a seat. To leave your dying dad in the dust like that, unforgivable. Okay, I have another conspiracy. So Daddy Swayze and Hannah Basic sit down for a one-on-one, and he says that his son is 26 years old, but his title card says that he's 25 years old. So either Patrick Swayze had a birthday in the last 10 minutes or someone's lying to us. The truth is out there. So undisclosed age Patrick Swayze finally says goodbye to Hannah Basic, and he gets in the car with her and she full on straddles him outside the parents' house like we're in high school. Well, folks, it's time for the hottest 8th grader at church's hometown date, and please stab me in the fucking face before you ever take me to Gainesville, Georgia. I literally cannot believe that this douchebag spokesperson from Denim by Walmart made it to hometowns. It's not even the most popular Gainesville on the East Coast. Jump, straddle, hug, count, 3! It's his one turn in the whole entire show to pick the date himself, and what does he do? He brings her to Sunday school at a discount Cracker Barrel. I know what you're thinking. Callie, there's a discount Cracker Barrel? Cracker Barrel in itself isn't a discount Cracker Barrel? There's something worse than Cracker Barrel? Welcome to Gainesville, Georgia. The hottest 8th grader at church is the king of performative Christianity. I am coining that term. Don't steal it from me. I will sue you. He tells his encounter with God in the shower story for the 3rd time on this show. And at this point, I'm like, were you just using a hallucinogenic shampoo? Was this all just an elaborate Herbal Essences ad? Hannah Basic and her Rudolph red nose are intently listening like it's the first time this story has ever been told. All the ugly people of Gainesville, Georgia then take turns to walk up to Hannah Basic and just compliment the hottest 8th grader at church. And I don't know, maybe because it's like the hottest 8th grader there? Like, is everyone living up to their nicknames in this episode? Yes. We visit the hottest 8th grader at church's house, and it is pure nightmare fuel. His grandparents' reflection in the mirror when they walk in. Horrifying. His dad looking like an 8th grade high school villain. Horrifying. All the rest of his beige family members. Horrifying. He then tells one of the vague vanilla people, I'm not joking when I say this, this is actually what he said, this is an actual quote. I can look you in the eyes and tell you that I can look her in the eyes and tell her that I love her. Yes, he said that phrase twice in a row. Okay, sincere tip alert. This is lying 101. Notice how many times the hottest 8th grader at church repeats phrases like, genuinely, let me be real with you, 100%, I can look you in the eyes and say blankety blank blank. If he was speaking truthfully, he wouldn't subconsciously feel the need to convince you that he's telling the truth. Giddy up, y'all. It's Tennessee time, home of Justin Timberlake, home of Kathy Bates, and home of Jed Y'all. Jump, straddle, hug, count, 4. Bam, 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 bam. 4 for 4, baby. Woo! Hannah Basic innocuously tells the camera that Jed Y'all always has something in his pocket for me. They go to a recording studio because he's definitely not on the show to promote his music. Jed Y'all says Hannah Basic is really good at everything, which prompted me to make a quick list of things that she's not good at. Jump, straddle, hug, count. 5? What? Yes, we got a bonus jump, straddle, hug from Jed Y'all's dad, and this is the dad that I've been waiting for. Save the best for last. Daddy Y'all jumps on his son when he sees him, and oh my god, this guy's jawline is cut out of Tennessee steel. And his mom is so gorgeous, and it's like, how did you guys create this Frankenstein combination of the two of you? And when I say Frankenstein, I actually mean literally they have identical foreheads. They talk about the Frankenstein monster's music career, and I just don't care. I mean, look at this goatee. Look at this flavor saver. Guy Fieri is quaking. It's rose ceremony time, and this might be the first episode in all of the Bachelor franchise where there wasn't a hometown date that was egregiously weird or bad. This clearly means that Hannah Basic has no idea who to send home, so she doesn't, because Rules don't matter. Society doesn't exist. This show is a form of chaos. Jed Y'all appropriately gets mad because she gives the first rose to Pilot Porny Peter, then the second rose to Patrick Swayze, and then has no idea how to choose between Jed Y'all and the hottest, most toxic, lying piece of waste 8th grader at church. And Jed Y'all's like, how are you grouping me with that guy? I would be infuriated too. So now is she going into fantasy suites with 4 guys instead of the usual 3? Who's running this show anymore? The Joker's running this. I know he's behind this. That's the only explanation. This week's blooper goes to Pilot Porny Peter and Hannah Basic inspecting a plane, and it's like, I would much rather you be inspecting Jed Y'all's dad. Thank you.